A woman doesn't take kindly to fishery officers in Mahia.
This is the first time I've been down here and you guys have turned up.
The Northland Emergency Helicopter faces a difficult rescue in rough seas.
Clear the door. Off safety. Clear the winch. Watching out.
A boat gets caught in a restricted area.
Got these taken here, yeah.
And a fisheries patrol finds people in a no-go zone. It's a warm Saturday morning and Whangarei fisheries officers are setting off to patrol around the Bream Bay area.
It'll be quite busy today. There's a lot of boat trailers in the car park, so there'll be a lot of people out there fishing. So we'll get out on the water and have a look around.
There are plenty of boats around, but it turns out to be one of the worst days fishing in living memory.
Any good? Nothing yet. No fish on board.
No fish on board.
How's the fishing today?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And so it goes on.
Nothing at all.
You can get LP if you want.
They had a good day. Any luck?
Nah, nothing. But I'm an optimist.
Eventually they come across a boat that's been there since the early hours.
Oh, whoa, that's all right.
Probably our scores will be 36 or something like that.
Well, that's the best catch we've seen for the last 2 days.
But as the patrol approaches the hen and chickens, they come across something that shouldn't be there.
And you're not actually allowed to land on the islands at all, but we've just seen a person standing on the shore over here, so we're just going to go and have a look. Yeah. How did you get on here? You're not actually allowed to land on here at all, eh? You're not allowed to come ashore at all. That's why it says no landing over on the sign just up there.
The guy's been abandoned by his mates after he felt seasick, but he's landed right in front of a no landing sign, and he's going to have to get off.
Okay, you want to jump on there and just run around the side there?
It's a bit rougher out the other side than here.
Yeah, it is. It's nice around this side, and they are really nice islands, but unfortunately, can't land on them.
It doesn't take long to find his mates, who were expecting an inspection rather than a delivery.
Are you missing something?
I'll go around the other side.
We have to take all those things back.
Yeah, whether you like it or not. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not supposed to be on the island, eh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big no-no.
It was rather seedy, so...
Yeah. He can swim, or he can skew, or you can take him back.
We'll take it back, because quite frankly, this is pretty hopeless out here.
Good, eh?
But almost as soon as they leave this group behind, the fisheries patrol comes across more people trespassing on the island. And this time the boat is casually parked in front of a big no landing sign.
Yep, we're just going to pull up to them. They're anchored right in front of the no landing sign. I mean, I can read it from here. Are these guys off your boat? Yeah. You know what the sign says?
The little guy's quite seasick. Get some rocks under it.
Okay, well, they've got to get off straight away. You're not allowed, no one's allowed to land on these islands, eh? They have to have real strict quarantine processes so you can get on here.
Sure.
So I'll ask you to collect them, and in the meantime, I'll just grab your details because I'm going to have to pass it on to Doc. Okay, because they take this sort of stuff quite seriously. So you did see the sign?
Yeah.
Yep.
The guy seems unconcerned, but eventually he's persuaded that he should really do something about getting out of there.
I'll get you to grab them in off the rocks or get them to come around. Do you want us to go over and tell them to come over to the beach?
Swim back.
Okay.
It was the last action of the day in time to head back to the harbour. The father and the other man fisheries found on the island were prosecuted by the Department of Conservation, and each was fined $250. Doc also sent a warning letter to the skipper of the boat that dropped the man on the island. The crew of Northland's emergency helicopter have just received a call to rescue a woman who's had an accident on a boat that's out to sea off the Bay of Islands.
Okay, good start. 3 points, chicks. Okay, horsepower on, helicopter on, horsepower's on. Switching out.
The safety checks are essential because the crew are going to have to pluck the woman from a moving yacht in rough seas. And because the Swedish couple on the boat have limited English, nobody's exactly sure how difficult that will be.
Try the hook. Hook inside, horsepower off, helicopter unarmed. Closing doors. Roger. Doors closed.
We didn't know exactly what it was, other than a female had taken a fall. and we weren't sure how badly injured she was at that point in time. Given that, we geared up the helicopter for the worst case scenario.
Emirates Helmet 1's departed Whangarei base, tracking for a winch job on the yacht Olimar, approximately 65 nautical miles to the north-east of Opua. We have 4 POD meetings. ETA on scene is 1745.
The Northland Emergency Helicopter has found the Swedish yacht with an injured woman on board, and now it's a question of getting everything into position to winch Wally past the mast and rigging.
One of the things that we do is get the yacht to turn into a heading into the wind. It means it rides well on the water. It also gives the helicopter some airspeed under its rotor to keep it safe and keep it flying comfortably. The winch operator set up a high line, which means it's a weighted line that is just lowered out of the aircraft. The crew member on the boat takes a hold of the high line, and that's then used to guide the winchman onto the deck. That was quite difficult in the high winds. We had to have several passes at that to get that line down. There's a lot of things can go wrong, and the high risk time is as you exit the aircraft. The hook is brought into the cabin, it's attached to me.
There goes the door.
I'm unlatched off the aircraft. I swing out, hang on the end of the hook.
Clear the door. Clear the winch. Clear the winch. Winching out. Below the door.
There's a lot of things can go wrong, and the high risk time is as you exit the aircraft. I look down and we're about 100 feet above the water. The water's quite rough, and there's a line from me down to the gentleman on the back of the yacht. And it's, a little bit of an adrenaline rush. There's no question about that. Landing on the deck was somewhat of a challenge. The yacht was bouncing up and down, moving around a reasonable amount. The gentleman on the other end of the high line had to haul me in quite hard to get me up over the railing on the side. Coming from swinging on the end of the rope to standing on a moving yacht deck can be quite challenging. Her injuries weren't that significant. She had some potential internal injuries. She was quite mobile, and her vital signs were stable at that point in time. Based on that assessment, I decided that we would take her off in what we call a nappy.
Watch out. Winching out. Stop watch.
To get safely off the deck of a yacht in rough seas like that, you actually need to be plucked up, lifted over the edge of the side railings, and you need to swing immediately away from the vessel in order to get clear of any hazards that might be a risk of getting tangled in.
Winch to operator. Winch operator. Hold your position. Okay, and retrieving. Winch in. Winching in.
So you swing out, you actually do swing reasonably wide. The high line's still attached, that stops you from swinging too far. You swing to 4 or 5 metres away from the boat and just a couple of metres above the water. We spun a reasonable amount coming up, and I do recall that the aircraft appeared to be going around quite a bit.
Coming to the aircraft.
The patient looked quite stressed at that point in time, and I think was quite relieved when we got to the aircraft and we could stop the spin.
At the door, safety's on. Emirates Helmet 1. Departing scene with 5 POB. ETA Whangarei Base Hospital 1840 1840, thanks.
Okay, Helmet 1 inbound to Northland Base Hospital 5 POB and ETA 1840.
After receiving treatment for injuries to her kidneys at Whangarei Hospital, the woman and her partner decided to abandon their 15-year round-the-world odyssey and return to Sweden.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a bit milky, and the boys will be diving.
Napier Fishery Officers Craig and Mike are out on patrol on the Mahia Peninsula with Tom, a local who's thinking about joining the fisheries team.
Tom here is one of our new prospective honorary fishery officers here in Mahia. So he actually hasn't had a chance to go out and work with us. So we're going to give him a day and experiential, so he gets to see what's involved and who we're going to meet, and then after today he may have a better idea as to whether or not you want to become an HFO.
First stop's a beach where locals have put a rahui on pippy gathering because of threats to the fishery.
They'll have an idea of how many pippies they can have, so we'll have a look at their catch in here. Hi, how's it going? You gathering a few pippies?
Yeah.
How many have you got?
Oh, I've got a bag.
Do you want to hold your bag up so we can have a look? Okay, have you got a bag as well?
No.
No. Do you want to come in so we can have a look, please?
Although some rahui have legal standing, the one in this area is voluntary. But even so, anybody who takes pippies here still has to stay within the limit of 150 pippies per person. The excitement of the kids at being on TV is short-lived, because when the bag of pippies comes out of the water, it's obvious that there are too many.
How many do you reckon you're allowed each?
15.
Allowed 150 each. So it's 1, 2, 3. How many is that?
4.
How many did you?
Not in the water though, are you?
She's been getting some.
Even allowing for the girl as a fourth gatherer, there should only be 600 pippies here, and counting them all is a laborious process.
22, 23, 24, 25.
By the time the count is over, the kids have lost interest, but the total's gone past 1,000.
Did you get all of these today?
Yep.
Out of here?
Just now.
Okay. Right, so we've got each of these piles have been separated into piles of 100.
How many are we allowed each?
You're allowed 150 each.
Okay, can we just take 150 of these out?
Yeah, we'll sort out that in a minute. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you've got 11 piles of 100. And then you've got another pile there of 77. So that's 1,177.
1,177 pippies is nearly twice the legal limit, meaning a fine is almost inevitable. But the woman seems to have no idea how fishery rules work.
So that's 600 you should have. Okay, so we're a little bit over, we're over the limit.
Are we going to be charged with that, for that?
At this stage, there are several options. You could get a written warning, or you could receive an infringement notice.
I just want to get to the details, mate.
Okay, all right.
Because I was not aware that we could only get 150 each at all, and also this is the first time I've been down here, and you guys have turned up like that. Well, was I supposed to go and get a license or something just to get pippies?
Well, it depends. If you could have got a permit to gather them, but do you have a permit?
No. Do I need one?
If you want to take more than your amateur limit, which is 150.
So I don't need a license to get 150.
No.
Oh, then that's great.
No, you're just a recreational fisher.
I haven't broken anything.
The questions kept on coming, but eventually the woman turned her attention back to the pippies.
So can I take 150?
You can take 150 each.
Right.
All right. That'll be fine, but I'll need to get your details. And
just because we're going to throw all those back in now because they've been out of the water too long.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
No,
we'll be right there.
Sit in the salt water actually. Well, that's our personal preference. So you might have to count them out again.
What these kids can do...
I can write it down for you.
No, that's all right. These kids can get 6 piles. You boys, come here a minute, please.
I'll tell them.
I'll talk to you.
And I'll tell them what to do.
Well, I can ask them to do.
You telling my children what to do. Children I'm responsible for.
Eventually, the woman accepted she'd been caught, but while she later received a $250 infringement notice, the group got to take away their allowance of 600 pippies. And Tom decided to become an honorary fishery officer.
No, it's just part and parcel going to work, really. I work right out on the end of the peninsula, and when you come and live near the beach, you've got to do something about it. So.
Limited fishing for blue cod's been allowed in the Marlborough Sound since April the 1st. But when fishery officers mounted this patrol, the area was closed, and they've just come across a large boat inside the restricted area.
So we're in Allen Strait, and we're south of the power lines. Therefore, we're inside of the area where you can't take blue cod at the moment. Oh, g'day, I'm Andy. G'day. How's your fishing gone today?
Well, good. I put a net in the water and it filled up with spikies all at the front, about 2 tonne of buggers. Just cleaning it up and getting the whole thing out of water.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Overnight.
With the guy at the back of the boat filleting cod he's just caught in the closed area, these guys are already facing a fine. And up the front, the catch from the boat's net is piled on deck.
Oh, there's about 15 cod caught up in, would you believe, tangled up in it.
Yep. So, what are you going to do with...
They're going over the side.
I'm just going to discard them all?
Somewhere where they're not going to do any harm.
Okay. Yeah.
So where were these caught, Andy? Oh, they're just off Tararangi there, just around the corner by Punt Rail.
It's a complicated situation. Chris, the skipper, set his net the previous night outside the closed area, but he's pulled the net this morning and anchored inside the area, where they have continued to catch blue cod.
So where's the cod being taken?
Cod being taken here.
Here?
Yeah.
So, like you've been catching blue cod here where we're standing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is this blue cod?
Yep.
Yeah. And how many cod have we taken?
Oh, well, most of them come up that net. 3 or 4, I suppose.
Okay, and how many by line? Rod and line?
They caught the right around about. Oh, they caught the right around that. Just that part around a fish. 10? Are we inside that line here, are we?
Yep.
Geez, I thought we were well outside here.
No.
Where does it go across?
It goes, basically follows under the power lines at Allen Strait there. So this is all inside the closure. And do we have any more fish in that chili bin there?
What have you got there?
Different chili bins? I'll just have a look at that fish, see what we've got there.
We're just going to eat that.
Okay, so this is... That looks like blue cod to me.
While it's all right to fillet fish that you're about to eat, any other blue cod caught in the Sound should be in a whole or gutted state, and the discovery of a plastic bag of fillets is only adding to the problems.
I mean, obviously there's quite a few cod there.
Yeah, well, some of that's come out of that net that we did. No, that was caught, most of that's been caught around there at Guards Bay. Yeah.
Okay, so when was it taken?
What I've been doing is taking the fish out of the net, and I've been throwing it around here, and they've been filleting and what's come out of the net, any decent sized cod that were dead in the net. And so we're caught there, and I don't know what they've done here.
Okay.
It takes a while, but eventually Andrew works out where all the fish have come from.
They've set a net outside the closed area, or they hauled it today, and they got 10 blue cod from that net, and those cod have been filleted, and supposedly these are the fillets, so I'm going to count them and work out if we are talking about 10 fish or more fish, and then they've come back in here to sort out the net, and in the process they've done some fishing and they've taken more blue cod, which they filleted.
But working out how many blue cod have been taken isn't quite as easy.
These ones here are all, that's half a fish. So 2 of these is a whole fish. So there's 17 of those so far. So we're coming up to 10 fish, and then we have quite a few others. These bits here where it's, and some of them I'd have doubts as to how big the fish was.
Well, the fish that I've seen come over, because we got a measurement on here,
18.
And the fish that I've seen gone over, they're all size, and all the undersized ones that come out of that net went over the side. The only ones that come out of the size ones, the size is 30 millimetres. It's actually quite a small cod. 22nd.
They've already committed to taking fish today inside the closure, and they have no proof as to when their fish was taken otherwise. So I'm just going to deal with it as in there are more cod in their possession for today than they have means of explaining to us.
In the end, the count of the fish meant both the skipper and his son received $500 infringement notices for having excess blue cod and for taking and possessing blue cod in the closed area.
And then they've admitted doing it, and they've got a party of 5 with a possession limit, a daily possession limit of 15, and based on the fillets, they've got at least 19, possibly more fish. They've taken no effort to count them. It's pretty cut and dried, really.